Hey everyone, yesterday they announced a big change in Fallout 76 with the newest Inside the Vault article, which is the private test servers, which they were called so far, are now becoming the public test servers. And while they are still only available on the PC platform because you need the Bethesda launcher for this, you will find this, by the way, in your Bethesda launcher if you go to the all games and then search for it on the Fallout 76. It is how it will look like. And basically, you also have a forum that you can access from there, where you can submit any feedback that you might have or any bug reports, and hopefully Bethesda will be able to patch those out even before they get into the game. That's the main point of it after all. But the most important thing about it is that's why I'm talking about it, is that there is no longer a non-disclosure agreement, which of course makes sense since it's now public. And I am here to review the first new thing that we have been added immediately when this went live, which is as you go into your levels, the new legendary perks. And yes, I know that Untitled already made a video about it, but I want to make my take on it as well, because it's interesting. It's definitely something really looking forward to, because yeah, someone like me who has like, what, level 385, which I know it's not the highest there is, but it's still pretty damn high. Yeah, I got a bunch of perk points available, which basically you can earn by scrapping existing perk cards. And yeah, Senators also said that the animated ones actually worth 5 times the normal one. So one full charge, see, it's like rank 1 non-animated is gonna worth you 1 perk point, which you can see at the bottom right here. While a full charge, which it would be animated, it would worth 5 perk points. But this one, if I were to scrap this one, since this is rank 2 and animated, this will worth me 10 perk card or perk points. And yes, you might realize that this is actually quite exploitable, so I'm assuming this might change by the time it actually goes live. And this is, by the way, true for anything that you might see on the private test server or public test servers, that anything you see here can be changed by the time it goes online. And I'm assuming this might be one of those, because, you know, basically if you have rank 1 of a animated card and it's of course worth 5, some cards even have like, what, 5 ranks, I think. So basically you can add ranks of non-animated ones to make the animated a higher rank, and then, you know, for just 1 perk point worth of card, you actually gonna double the amount for the animated ones. So instead of getting, you know, 6, which you should get by upgrading an animated card which worth 5 plus 1 non-animated, you actually get 10 perk points, as you will see here. If you press scrap, there you go, 10 perk card points. So yeah, if you do the math, basically you just need to look out for your animated cards and scrap those, but only when you are maxed out on rank, because that's what you're gonna get that's what you get to the most perk points. And what these are used for is the new legendary perks that you can see at the top here. And as far as I saw in the current iteration, you can only have a maximum of 6 slots. So, you know, it's unlocked. A new slot is unlocked every 50 levels, and the slots are carried over to the new characters that you make and the existing characters that you have. So, for example, my character here that's like over 300 levels will have all 6 of the slots unlocked. And now if I made a new character with level 0 pretty much, he would also have 6 slots. And you can already put in any of the cards that you can see here, so you don't need to actually buy cards with perk points, but you do need to upgrade them with perk points. And that's why, you know, even a beginner character could have something like, I don't know, where is the one? What's Reds, which is pretty useful for a newbie character who is not swimming in red ways, with plus 50 red resist and restoring 1 reds per second. And of course you can swap them out later, but you can only swap them out, as you will see soon enough. Okay, sorry, you need to fill all of the perk slots, by the way. So let's just quickly fill them up. Doesn't really matter for now. I just want to showcase how it will work for someone like me who already has all of them. So basically now you see there is no more new slots. So you can either, of course, swap them, or if you exit, it's gonna ask you whether you wanna save this loadout or not, because cards can only be freely swapped when a new slot is unlocked. So pretty much, if I were to put these in, it looks like I will no longer have a means to change my loadout. So you need to think carefully about what is best for your setup or what for your build. So we're just gonna say no for now. And when you actually upgrade these cards, by the way, as you can see here, yeah, there you go, upgrade. The upgrade value is 100 perk points, but this actually goes up each level. However, some cards actually have quite a huge rank up every single time you upgrade them. and it definitely is worth investing. So it might be worth for you to upgrade a certain card to the max than to upgrade multiple cards over just a few levels. But we'll get to that later. For now, I just wanna look into certain cards that is the most important to me, or the most interesting to me rather. Because let's go over what we have here so far. They are kind of specific, by the way, and apparently Bethesda is just a lover of explosives, as you will see soon. There is one called Blood Sacrifice, which will give you and your teammates more damage resistance and health regeneration when you die, which is gonna be interesting. If you have something like a revival armor piece, this could be used to be quite OP in a team setup, I imagine. We'll see how that will work out on the long run. And we got stuff like Botany Body, which is weird because when you harvest Flora, then you can get more HP regeneration as well as the damage resistance. And so the same thing as this did, but you need to die for this one, and for this you need to actually harvest plants. Which, yeah, it strikes me as rather specific, but we'll see how that will work. Then we got Brawling Chemist, and this actually doesn't give you stuff that you can use. As you can see, it gives you combat chems, but isn't something like, you know, existing chems like Psycho, I don't know, Fury or Overdrive or anything. No, this is a specific chem that you cannot drop, sell, or do anything with apart from use it up. It's something new that's actually similar to the effects of Fury, but gives you some strengths as well. So it's a rather melee weapon focused chem. Then we got Collateral Damage, which gives you a chance to explode enemies when you kill them, which is going to be interesting. I need to test that out in this video, whether that actually can inflict damage to you as well. Because if yes, then it's a rather kamikaze way of playing. I mean, imagine bloodied players who walk up to an enemy and then just slap them and they explode and they die from the explosion. Because yeah, you definitely don't want that. Then we got a similar one, but this is the true to the drone explosive ones, so not melee ones, but like grenades and whatnot. Then we got Electric Absorption, which is one of the few power armor related perks, because if you get attacked by an energy damage, which I don't know if it will work in PvP, it would be interesting to test, because then you can basically just ask your friend to shoot at you with a, I don't know, a level 1 laser pistol, and then you can restore your fusion core quite easily. But yeah, it doesn't specify it needs to be, you know, NPC attacks. It can be just enemy attacks. So yeah, we'll see how that will work. And there is Exploding Palm, which is similar to the one here, except you don't actually need to kill your enemy to get him to explode. So yeah, that's different in that regard. But it's also only for unarmed, not any melee weapons. Then we got the Far-Flung Fireworks, which is probably the one most people will like because it's actually ranged weapons, which, you know, most people like to use. It's the same as the one with the melee weapons, just for ranged ones. Then Follow Through, which is, it's gonna be really OP. I mean, Stealth Commando was already quite OP in the game. I can imagine Captain Noob picking this one the first time he can, because, you know, ranged single attacks increasing the damage on the target. This is gonna be super OP against boss fights like the Scorch Beast Queen and whatnot, especially if you can manage to keep your sneak going, which, you know, most Stealth Commando players probably can. Then we got Heavy Duty as well as Suited Up and Thin Sin. This is basically the same perk just for different types of armor. As you can see, this is for heavy, this is for sturdy, and this is for light armor. Basically, you take less damage when you have a full set, which is, I think, it's good. I was really looking forward to something that actually rewards you for being consistent with your armor set. And, you know, this way, basically, if you start a totally new character who doesn't really have access to legendary armor pieces, then you can basically just put this perk into his loadout, and then he can actually use this with crafted armor that he might have for himself, even, you know, like basically level 1 leather armor set. Then we got another, basically the second and only, apart from that, the power armor perk, which is to have a chance to revive yourself when you are in power armor and also gaining full health. I don't know if that actually, you know, like removes your reds as well. I'm assuming not. But yeah, that will need to be tested as well. Then we got Retribution. Retribution! Yeah, Caesar Legion returns again. No, actually, it's about blocking. This, by the way, doesn't only work on melee attacks. If you are blocking and you get shot, that can also trigger this effect of healing and dealing more damage 15 seconds after the blocking. So yeah, this is interesting. I'm definitely gonna put this one in, because even though I'm not really an avid melee user, this is definitely useful, because, you know, I can just grab a whatever melee weapon, block with it, and then just quickly put it away, and then I still got like, what, 12 or 13 seconds to shoot at stuff and deal more damage, and also to heal myself. So yeah, I'm suspecting that this might change with the implementation build. Then we got the ticking in one for the team, which is enemies take 10% more damage when they attack you when you're for a team. So yeah, basically just can be a tank, run in, and then just get all the shots and then get everybody more damage. So yeah, that's quite overpowered for tank builds for sure. I guess this can also be considered to be good for power armor users, but it's not like a direct power armor perk. And then the what's reds, which I already talked about, which is the red resist and radiation restoration, but I'm probably not going to be using this for a body build because it's definitely counteracting that. So yeah, that's pretty much all the perks so far. I'm wondering if they'll add more in the future. I'm guessing probably. We'll have to see. I mean, they have to keep incentivizing people to level up and whatnot. And yeah, by the way, to further enhance that, they actually are releasing a double XP weekend next weekend. So yeah, you can rank up a few new level ups on that one, hopefully. Alrighty, so basically by only leaving like 2 perks left out of my 385 level worth of perk collection, I managed to gather 1000 perk points, so let's see how much that will actually allow us to upgrade. I've chosen these to test out for the first run. It's not gonna be my final build, of course, but as I said, you can play around with this as the savings or the progress here won't actually be saved. So you will be reset by the time this actually comes along to the normal servers. So yeah, let's go and look at this one, which is gonna be the most concerning probably for most people, whether the explosive damage hurts you or anything. So upgrade it, and the first rank is gonna be at 100 points. So there we go. A little bit of unceremonial, but there you go. And now the second rank is gonna be 150. And third rank is gonna be 200, so it goes up by 50 each, it looks like. And now it's 20% chance of making them explode. So every 5th enemy you kill with melee weapons are gonna explode. If you haven't already known, by the way, anything that's in the private or public test servers right now won't carry over to your normal game. So this is basically creating a bit of a past instance of your characters or account, basically. And that's why you might see that certain items that you have gotten recently on the normal servers will not be there for you on the public test servers. But this is the reason why you can also experiment, so I'm definitely recommending using your chance here if you're on PC to try some of these cards out for yourself and see if you like them, because they won't actually carry over, so you can just reuse them or reuse your perk points later on in the actual main game. So yeah. Right now, let's test whether the collateral damage thing damages you or not. For that, we need it to trigger from killing people with melee weapons, of course. And I use the prison here because there are low-level ghouls inside, which doesn't hurt all that much. Well then, I killed about, what, 10-15 ghouls and no explosions whatsoever. So yeah, the 20% chance seems to me as a bit of a hodgepodge. There we go. And looks like I didn't really take any damage whatsoever. I mean, that damage that I had was from the ghouls. So yeah, it looks like, thankfully, this isn't gonna, ruin your bloodied carriers. Yeah, no damage from explosions, it looks like. Okay, now let's switch and go to Unarmed, because, with the Unarmed damage, actually, on every single hit, not just kills, there is a chance for the explosion to trigger. So now we need to see whether that actually damages you, or does it work the same. I mean, yeah, this is only 10%, not 20, but still, that's pretty bad for a trigger chance to weapon. There we go, and yes, as you can see, there is no damage from this one either. So yeah, looks like the bloodied melee weapon users are sort of safe with these perks to use. That is if they gonna be implemented this way in the final version. So yeah, I hope you guys found this video. Oh wow, that was kinda cinematic. I'm Michael Bay, by the way, in my alter ego. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed and found it informative. And yeah, good luck testing out your perks. Hopefully we'll find many more interesting things to come. And yeah, goodbye.